Evening, everyone. DM5E Brian, and I am in the process of making some maps for Candlekeep Mysteries. So I'm on the second map, about 2/3 of the way done. This is the Aberdoon hideout. I've already completed the first one. Let's go look at that one real quick. Save this. Open. Standia Mansion. Okay, give this a minute to open up. Here's the mansion. Completed that yesterday. So, got a little bit of work to do once I pull it into Fantasy Grounds. But for the most part, everything's all set up for this. Got all 3 floors finished. One of the drawbacks of using Dungeon Alchemist is in the original maps, which were all hand-drawn, they had these balconies were all oval or rounded edges. I have to square them off in Dungeon Alchemist because they don't have the ability to do oval or rounded areas. So that's one of the small drawbacks. I could have pulled them up in an Incarnate and made some changes to them, but I think these will suffice and it'll make for a little bit better gameplay. The alternative is to actually use the hand-drawn ones, and no one seems to like those, so I want to take some time here and build all the maps that are hand-drawn. So we can close that up and open up the map we were just working on, which is the Aberdoon hideout. Finish that one up. So typically what I do is I try to match, so on the original maps I try not to take away from the intent of the original artist. I do add a lot of the elements that I enjoy to make in my world building, but in this particular case I'm trying to use the main concept that the artist had and just give you a better or more detailed view of that same map. So the wall layouts and all that are the same. I actually open up Fantasy Grounds and look at the story entries and determine what's in the room based on the description, both for the DM and for the player, so that way the elements in the room match. So let's go ahead and just start out by looking down here in the cellar here. So in the cellar, the story entry reads, a narrow descending passageway ends in a circular chamber containing 2 padlocked wooden trunks. Well, again, Dungeon Alchemist, you can't do a circular, so I just made it a square. Not a big change, but it does look, it's got the 2 padlocked trunks there. It's a stone vault, or it's, the name of the area is Hidden Vault. And again, before I go too far into this, if you've not played Candlekeep Mysteries, there's a lot of spoiler alerts here because I'm actually building the maps for the DM to run these adventures. So if you're planning on playing it, please don't watch these. That's definitely, all these are, you could actually Google some of these and find the same map, similar maps. But you don't want to watch this as I'm describing the rooms and those types of things. Definitely spoiler alert here before I go any further. And I'm probably going to be streaming most of the maps as I make them. So, all right. So the next room we're looking at is, and what I'm doing now is just going through and adding final touches to the rooms. You can see that some of the rooms don't have all their stuff in them, so that's what I'm doing now. I've actually finished this room earlier today, and then decided to stream this so that way you all can see how I do this. So this next room here, it's described as the common room. It says 7 mismatched chairs in here, are scattered around this homely common room. A couple of mugs and platters sit on a small circular table in the center of this space. A tattered and faded rug decorates the wooden floor. So as you can see, that's pretty much what you see right there. Next to that's the kitchen. I haven't even started on that yet, except for the standard items that I throw in there. So let's go ahead and pull that up, find out what it all is going to encompass here. So the kitchen, small but clean, organized. Shelves hold rows of pots and pans. On one side of the fireplace, a cutting board and knife rests on a counter. Clean plates and utensils sit on a matching counter on the other side. So let's see how we can do that. So this particular stove is too large for that example. Let's try to figure out what we can do best here. I think we can still do that. Let's zoom in a little bit and look at this a little bit better. Bring this light over here. There's my cutting boards. Plates. Just want a little one. Little one with a cutting board. See if we can find. No, they have one. I'm trying to remember which one they used. Maybe it was in the baker area. Utility. Yep. Here we go. Exactly what I'm looking for. Yep. Let's use one of these. Put one here, make it a little smaller. Smaller. Let's get rid of that. Set that knife there for now. We need a cutting board. I like turning the knife so that way you can see it better when I go to export it. That way is the best. You can see it the best from overhead. It's going to be an overhead picture like that. So I'm also going to add these cooking items here. Do that. Yep, looks good. Get rid of that mug. We're going to move this over here. I'm going to put another table just like this one over here. Get rid of that block of cheese though. There it says Alright, so this side has the plates stacked up and utensils. So let's go ahead and pull up I think they have just regular forks. All they have is fancy forks. But couple knives across the plate. Forks on the counter. That looks good. Think about moving this over here though. No, can't see that very well. Good. Alright, so my only issue is this fireplace or this cook item is way too big, I think, and I can't adjust that. I'm thinking about changing it. Let's get rid of that and get a different stove. It's got this giant stove here, or I can just go with this littler one. See, now I can bring this over here, this there, copy that, that along the side, delete one of those, one of them identical. That. I'm going to do that. Actually, no, there. Looking good. Alright, so that's how we finish up that room. Alright, so do we want a stone floor in there? what I'm doing now is just reading through the story entry to see whether or not it gives it any indication of what the floors look like. So earlier on it said it was made of a rundown shack. So that's why I used this planking and then this old battered floor here. So I try to stay consistent as I go through. So let's go ahead and switch that floor over to this. So you can see this other flooring is all different. We're going to change all that, make it all the same. I've already made all the doors the same, rickety old doors that they open, and I make sure they open up the proper way. Although when I export it into Fantasy Grounds, it's not going to matter. But if somebody ever wants these for another RPG VTT, I can certainly do that. I usually just export them in for Fantasy Grounds and go there. Alright, so let's go ahead and change that floor out like I said. So we're going to go with probably this ruined hardwood. Some of these are really broken down though, so you got to be careful which one you grab. We're going to go with that one. Alright, since we're going to do them all the same, I'm going to go like this. Change them all at once. Makes it a lot easier. Back that out and you can see what it looks like. And what I've done, I used that rickety old siding too, all the way around. Alright, let's work on this middle area here. Now we finished up the kitchen. I think that looks pretty good. And now, this is called a corridor dormitory. It says more like a wide corridor than an actual room. This long and crowded space is occupied by 6 narrow cots. So there's one cot right here. So that's one cot. That's in the way of the door though. So let's do this. I am going to switch this out. Obviously doesn't have coat of arms hanging on the wall. So we're going to get rid of those. What is this? Weapons rack. So I don't think we need that either. Let's take that out. Definitely will need these light sources. So we'll copy those in just a second. And then we're going to put... I'm thinking about using bunk beds. Furnished bunk beds. Make them a little bit smaller. Copy that. That's real hard to... I don't think people can buy. Let me see. Alright, so let's try this. Take this one. We're going to move it out here. Yes, it's too big, so make these a little bit smaller. Whoop. like that. Gotta be real. Gotta be real. Alright, so let's get rid of this one. We're gonna move this back over to this wall. That's 6 beds, but it would make more sense if there was 2 along that wall, like that, and then give you a walkway to the doors. It does say, though, beneath each of the cots is an unlocked trunk full of personal belongings. Nothing of value, though, so put that there. Nope. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this. Look for chests, but I want the old ones. One like this, and I want to make it smaller. There's 6. 6 chests in the room. Alright, so let's give it a little bit more light now. We're going to put another light right here. Right there. Looks good. Alright, so I think that's all that's in that room. It looks pretty good. Although, I'm going to add a book or 2, though. Need a whole bunch. A little bit more realistic, I think. I like adding personal touches like books and personal items in here. Alright, so there's that. Let's move on to the next room now. We have these 2 rooms down here. No idea what they are yet. Let's look. Alright. So this one here is a storage room. It's got some stuff in it already, so let's move some of this stuff out of the way here. Let's find out. Empty bookshelves. So except for the corner with 2 stacked wooden trunks, the walls of the room are lined with half-empty bookshelves. Or, doesn't say, yep, bookshelves. So, leave that there. Let's spin this around. Look at this like the map has it. Alright, so we are now going to put, since I need bookshelves, if I put those in there, the books are already there, so let's not do that. So let's do this. Shelves. There we go. That looks kind of crowded. I don't like that. That shelf's, I guess, okay. That one's not too bad. So in this corner over here, though, I gotta put those stacked trunks. So let's do this. Let's move this stuff out of the way. Move this over here. Once we move the light out of the way, we're gonna put the trunks in this back corner here. Oh, I see why. There we go. Looks good. Let's put that up on this shelf. Nope. Put this up on this shelf. Crates. Way. We need one of these big ones first. We'll put it right in the corner. We're going to take this one and put it up on top of that. Alright. I'm going to put a couple empty things here. That's looking pretty good. I'm gonna move this over here though. Yep. We're gonna put one more like this over here. I don't like that because it's about falling off. I'll move that back. I don't mind the other stuff sticking out. When you do top down, the reason why I put them a little bit out is you can now see that there's stuff on the shelves, even with a regular VTT top down drawing. So that's straight down now. You can still see them. So when I export them, you'll actually see some of that stuff because you don't have the opportunity to turn it sideways like this in the VTT. It stays flat, 2D. This is a 3-dimensional drawing, and when I export it, it's in 2 dimensions. So, all right, let's figure out this last room now. This last room is where it brings you down into this cellar here. So it's going to have some stairs in it for sure somewhere in here. I might put a trap door, not sure. Let's see what it says. It says this is an office. Large wooden desk takes up most of the room. Okay, I got a desk in there already. That's great. Atop the desk, a quill and a bottle of ink. I can add that for sure. Next to a leather-bound journal. Alright, so let's get rid of the scroll. We'll put a journal on there. A pair of decorative swords hang on the wall behind the desk. There's a single bed tucked against the western wall. Alright, so let's take that picture out of there. We don't need that. We're going to take this and we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to put a bed, small bed. We're going to make it a little bit smaller. Maybe a little bit bigger. There. Alright. And then right here in this corner here, oh, that can't be there. So let's move this. I'm going to bring this out here so I can rotate it a little bit easier. Alright, let's make it smaller. There we go. That's not too bad. I forgot about the door. So you can't put the desk right against the door. So I had to move it a little bit. That's okay though. We'll figure this out. So we got the bed. I need a pillow over there too. There we go. Can't be neat though. Let's tilt it a little bit. There we go. All right. No, I don't want them. I need the candles. I'm going to take a candle here, candle there. It's enough light in here. Now, pull that chair out a little bit, turn and move it a little bit. There we go. Alright, so now let's make a trapdoor leading down into a hidden vault. It's concealed beneath the bed. Ah, so let's move the bed over here. I don't think it's going to let me. I'm going to spin around here. There we go. Problem is once I do this, I'm not going to be able to. Let's see if I can add that trapdoor underneath. I don't think I can stack. Yeah, I can't stack items, so I can put a trapdoor in, but then I can't put a bed on top of it. It won't let me put those assets like that. So what I need to do is just not put it in at all, and then that way it's described here, and then only a good perceptions check is going to find it. So you're not going to see it because it is hidden. So I don't need it in there at all, but that leads down. That leads down this stairwell. So the trapdoor's here, it goes into here. So theoretically, I could probably put something like this in. These are the types of stairs with the trapdoor on them, but that's the down. So let's go stairs up. See if there's a trapdoor version. Although I'm thinking we take out the good stairs, we put some old rickety stairs in because this is a rundown place. What do we think? Is that better? Old rickety stairs coming down? I don't know. Or do we just want wooden ones? Like that. I don't know if they'd have stone stairs. So we put the wooden ones in. The other rickety ones, though, aren't quite good enough. I mean, the other thing I could do is I could take those out and actually put just in stairs like that. And it's just stairs coming down out of the trapdoor. That's not too bad either. The only problem is, can you tell they're stairs from above when I do it like that? You can, kind of. You can tell better with those, though. But they don't look as run down and rickety as. This old broken set is not going to work either. So, yep, the wooden stairs wins. So let's save. Save often. That's the rule. You don't want to lose your progress. Alright, so that's the Amber Dune hideout. Alright, so that's saved. Let's go ahead and export that. I'll show you how to export. We're going to export in Fantasy Grounds Unity. We're going to do top down. It's actually called orthographic. We are going to render all the lights and everything we put in there high quality. So let's go ahead and export that. We're going to put that in the proper folder. And we're going to put map from Dungeon Alchemist, Amber Dune Hideout, save. That's done. Then we're going to open that up. So this is in Dungeon Alchemist where I can move it around. I want to go ahead and open up that JPEG I just exported. So now this is the two-dimensional drawing that was exported. Let's zoom out a little bit. And I want to pull a thumbnail of this, so let's go ahead and do that. Snipping tool, best thing since sliced bread here. So we're going to do this. Pull that. Edit. Save as. Amber Dune Hideout thumbnail. We'll hit save. Close that out. We can close this out as well. But you can see here, let me zoom back in. So it's not exactly the same because this is two-dimensional. The other one that we were looking at was three-dimensional. So it still looks really good though. So you can still easily play this. That two-dimensional drawing is not bad at all. See? Yeah, the stairs look better in the two-dimensional. Alright, that looks good. So we can close that out. Again, this is the three-dimensional drawing where I can move it around. And it's got graphics and everything. But the two-dimensional always comes out a little bit different. And from experience, I've learned that sometimes placement of objects and those types of things makes a difference when you go to make a two-dimensional drawing. So again, save that just in case. And we are ready for the next map. Let's find out what that is. And this was the second book. And The Joy of Extra-Dimensional Spaces was the first one. Maze Froth's Mighty Digression was book 2. The Book of the Raven, I think, is book 3. Let's find out. Yes, it is. It is the Book of the Raven. So what I need to find now is whether or not there's a treasure map. That looks good. They go out to a chalet. Again, a lot of spoiler alerts here. I've got to review it as I'm going. Okay. Let's find. Here we go. It's the chalet. Again, so I'll close the story entries. But I'll show you what the I'll bring this over. You see, this is the map that it comes with it. I mean, really nice drawing. However, some people like to play with the other two-dimensional, maps like I'm drawing here in Dungeon Alchemist, and that version of two-dimensional, not the pen and ink. I mean, there are people out here that like pen and ink, and that's okay too. So what I'm doing is just trying to offer an alternative to those that don't want to play with these maps here. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this. All these are going to be on a map. So I'm going to start by figuring out how big of a map I need. So I'm counting squares. So I count the size of the, you saw the 3 or 4 different things across the top and 2 along the bottom. So as long as I separate them the same way, and again, that's the layout I was telling you on the previous one. They had this vault down here. This is the front door. I personally probably would have put it up here so it was up out of the way, but that way you could play this part of the map coming in. But when I bring it into Fantasy Grounds, I put a wall here so that way they can't get down here, and that way they'll think they're playing off of this just bottom edge, so they won't matter. Not a big deal. They're not going to see this unless the DM pulls them over here, so it's all good. Alright, so let's get and start by pulling up a map. New map. We're going to go digital. I think 40 by 40 is way too big. Let's look. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. Oh, 40 by 40 might be about the right size. There's 20, and I'm halfway through right there. So 40 wide for sure. Let's check the height now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26. So I can go 40 by 30. And I always use grasslands and flat because I'm not going to, I don't care about the outside edges. I'm going to actually be, although I could put some shrubbery and stuff like that on the outside and then hide some of the others. So, maybe? Alright. So we get a clean slate. This is how it starts. Just a clean grassland slate. It's 40 squares wide by 30 squares tall. Each square represents 5 feet on a map normally. Alright. Alright, before we start that, I'm going to go take a hydrate break. So I will be back in about 5 minutes. I'm not going to put a timer on there. Be right back though. About 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. Sorry about the delay. I went and grabbed the rest of my Gatorade Zero, and I did get my old man pills. So, good stuff. No sugar. All right. All right, so let's start out. First thing I want to do is I want to look at the description for the chalet. It's a stone chalet, so the walls and those such things will be all stone. It was built for a wealthy noble. Secluded area, scenic beauty. The house fell prey to neglect, allowing something. It's remote, and it's not far from a crossing. All right. So this is what it looks like. Here's the chalet. So make that a little bit bigger so y'all can see it. So this is what we're going to replicate. This little graveyard out front. We're going to put the graveyard into. We'll try to replicate the stone the best we can. We're limited on some of the colors, but we'll get it close. All right. So move the story entry over here. So there's a big graveyard out front. So let's put down here 2 or 3 squares up, about halfway. Alright, so there's 20. Just going to put that there. I'll delete it later. That's my reference marker. It's 20 squares in, and then there's 20 more over on this side. Because remember, I said it was 40 by 30. So I don't know how far over this thing is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So on the 19th square is where they have the edge of the cemetery. So I could very easily just put it on the 20th. But I'm not. I'm going to go the same way they did. We always want to put some along the bottom too, so we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 6 on the 7th one up. 1, 2, oh, let's find the right thing. So graveyard, cemetery, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 5 by 9. Right. We're going to change that to like a wrought iron fence or something like that. We'll leave the gravestones in there though. I kind of like them. We'll move them around a little bit. We'll doctor it up a little bit, but I'm going to get the basic layout first. The next thing is, again, this thing's got a rounded room. I'm not going to put that tower in. I'm going to put a square tower in, but that's okay. A little bit of change won't hurt anybody. So the graveyard's not very far from this square building, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift it over because it starts on the same and that's a dining room. So let's go and switch over castle. I'm just going to jump over to the mansion dining room. That's the easiest one to. I can replace all the walls and all that anyway. So this room is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. It's probably 5 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. And there's a little hallway right off of here. Two. Yep, 2. That opens up into what? A den? So that's a study. And that study is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5 by 5 room. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 2, 3, 4. So it's 3 by 4. Nope. Okay. That's supposed to be a kitchen. I made it a study. So let's switch it over. I'll show you how to switch that. We're going to edit this room. Edit room shape. We're going to go to mansion. Kitchen. There. It updates it. And then I'll fix all the doors and all that in a minute. And we're going to edit remove that. Remove that. And then we're going to turn that into a hallway. Okay. Okay. And from down here, a parlor, which is 3 by 3 with a little stairwell in the top right hand corner on the 4th block. So we're going to call that parlor's like a study. Let's call that living room, so it's a little bit different. 3 by 3. This other one is a cloakroom. That is 2 by 2 with this little jut out here, so it's all this little area here. So it's like 3 here and then 2 here. So cloakroom, probably more like a pantry. Like that. We'll fix all that in just a moment. There's a back door here with stairs, so I'm going to add that there too and take the walls off of that. Nope, let's undo that. We're going to edit this room. We're going to edit that room. We're going to add right there. That'll edit that room and take the wall out. All right. Nope, let's undo. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it this way. That way I still have the wall there to add the doorway. Because I'm going to take these walls down. Let's go ahead and do that right now, so that way we don't forget. You go to place walls, remove walls. We'll remove all these walls here. What that does is it leaves your door there. But then you can put like a little set of steps here. So problem is I don't know if I can get little steps. Let's look. Structural steps up. I'm not going to be able to get little steps. So what I can do is I can go with I did that. Although that door's backwards. There we go. opens in, but the latch now, see the latch right here? You can't put the deadbolt on the outside of the house. It just doesn't work that way, so there we go. Alright. That's the general layout of the place. All the furniture and everything that Dungeon Alchemist just drops in isn't necessarily correct, but we're going to fix all that. The main entrance is right here. That's the main entrance, the cloakroom coming in. So I don't see any other doors. Okay, so let's, first things first, do we want this place to be, it's stone, so let's go ahead and change, let's fix the walls for everything. So let's just jump right over to the walls. We're going to go with half walls, fences, yeah, I'm going to go with the hedges. Alright, we're going to jump over here. We're going to get rid of this though. Don't need this giant arch. I'm going to save these tombstones. We're going to need those. And then we're going to add in the door, arches. Do we want an arch there? Put a moon gate in? No, I'm just joking. No, I'm thinking that little arch is the one we want. The other alternative is I can put a little fence in. Something like that. No. Something like that, maybe. We're going to fix that up here in just a minute. Alright, so this place has got 4 tombstones. Like that. And do we want to put What I'm doing there is I'm moving the asset so it's up on top of it, and then I just move it back slowly till it drops down. As soon as it drops down, I know it's as close as it can possibly be to the gravesite. Now I can start doctoring it up. Okay, looking pretty good so far. Starting to get overgrown a little bit. It's okay. Flowers grow everywhere. Duplicate these and put these over here in the corner. Yep. Alright. I guess you're wondering, how do they have manicured hedges though? Yeah, well. Everything can't be perfect, I guess. Those of you watching, you're watching later, whenever, you want to follow me on Discord, you can join my Discord server here. I have different maps on there. I also do a show about getting out of debt. I help people create budgets and stick to a plan and those types of things. So if you're having problems with those types of things, I can help you out there too. But I enjoy building maps and helping people out, so that's what I do. Alright. I think the gravesite is good. Let me just pull up the storyline. Alright, so I'm going to change it up a little bit. It says a 7-foot tall wrought iron fence encloses a small graveyard. Would help if I read first, read first, act second. But let's go ahead. And there's an arched gate. Alright, so we're going to change everything we just did. So let's back out, come back like this. So I am going to go ahead and just change the walls out real quick. That's easy though. Iron, wrought iron fence. We'll switch that out real quick. And right over here, we're going to put the arch in. Arches, single arch, wham. I don't know if that's 7-foot wrought iron, but that's iron. That's not wrought iron. That don't look right. I like the wrought iron. I don't know if it's 7 foot, but it's at least matches the. Alright, so we don't need this 20. We can remove that. Let's go ahead and remove that. I forgot it was there. So we're going to remove a room. Wham, they're gone. Alright, so now we have our layout. Now we got to change the walls on the outside. We already said it was a stone building. Make sure I didn't leave any elements out of the graveyard. 4 graves marked with headstones, so there we go, that's correct. And that's all gone. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump over to the chalet now. Oh, let's save often. File, save as. We're going to put this in Dungeon Alchemist. And this is called Chalet Brantifax. Brantifax. Save. Chalet Brantifax. It's in DAM, which is Dungeon Alchemist map. It's a special. So I always save them as that, and then I export them as JPEGs, so that way they can be used in just about any VTT actually. Alright, so the chalet is a stone chalet. So let's go ahead and choose those walls. We're going to go with stone. Do we want to go with just a straight beveled stone? Or do we want to go with the darker? Almost like castle wall. No, we don't want castle walls. Thinking that kind of stone. That's what it would look like. What I'm doing now is just changing the outside walls. What that does is it makes it look all the same on the outside. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. Alright, so now the outside is all correct. Now I can make the inside anything I want. But we will do that room by room. So not right now. Let's go back here so we don't accidentally change something. So now the outside walls are all done. The other thing it doesn't show here, it doesn't necessarily show you where all the windows are. I don't need that though. Put one there. One there. One there. Oh, they're different. I don't want that, so let's get rid of these. We're going to duplicate this, put that there. Duplicate that, put that there. So let's look. We might have better windows that we can put in. Stone. Nope, I don't like that. look around. So right here, it had a big old bay window. Thinking like that. What do you think? Bay window, right there. I like it. Oh, I lied. That's what I get for turning the map on myself. Bay window's over here. And on the side of the house. So that's what it would look like. That's correct now. Although, according to this, this window doesn't exist. So we'll move it over here. These windows don't exist. Look, there are no other windows on that back side. No windows on that side either. Wow. None on that whole side. There is one on this. Maybe I'll put it in the middle so it's... Wow. We are going to put one in here though. That's the dining room, so that will have lights in it. And then maybe that can go to there. Much more better. We're going to change out that table too. I can't see a little table being in there. Anyway, I think now that's the window situation. Tried to duplicate from the original map the best I could. Their window placements were kind of weird, but it will work. Over here there's going to be a fireplace, so that's why this wall doesn't have anything. And I'm going to take these walls out and just have it open. No walls there at all. So it's going to be just an open hallway. So let's get and remove those walls right now before I forget. There we go. And then large oak dining table surrounded by 6 high back chairs, carved with images. Suspended above is a chandelier. Flagstone floor. There's a small fireplace too, so I gotta change it to a flagstone floor. I gotta put a fireplace in. So we are going to, oh, hold on, not mess up first. We're gonna do that, put the fireplace in right over here. Get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. debating on whether or not the fireplace should be there or over here. Thinking maybe over here. Take this window out, put it over here. The fireplace there. Or maybe in between the two windows. Look like that. Still put two windows here. Okay. And we're going to get rid of that table too, by the way. Let's get rid of that now. And we don't need that candle either. Alright, let's switch the floor to flagstone, like it said. So we got to go to artificial, tiled. Flagstone broken. Let's go with that regular flagstone there. We're going to go flagstone through this whole area. Alright. And then I am going to have the flagstone come in like that. That'll differentiate between the two different rooms. Alright, so inside this room though, I am going to go... What kind of walls do we think? We want plaster walls? No. Wood walls? Paneled? I don't know that that looks good. That's wallpaper. That's definitely not. This is the paneled. So this is the one that's on there right now is a paneled wall. It's just one of the, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's that one. There's different ones. I don't know that the paneled looks good with the stone. I'm thinking about switching to stone, to be honest with you. To match the outside. That doesn't look that bad like that. I mean, the other rooms we'll decide as we go. We don't have to do them all in stone. We can switch them as we go, so it's not a big deal. We'll update everything where the door placements and all that need to be changed to. So, all right. So let's go ahead. Table. Oh, gotta be in the right place, Brian. Dining room table. Let's find one with the place settings and everything. Looks, I like that one. Oh, really? Yeah, we're gonna take that one instead. That way I'll have to put all that silverware and everything on there. like that. Okay. Alright, so let's put... Yeah, they're good. Dining rooms have a lot of light. There we go. Fireplace has got light too. I think we're good there. Although I am going to put this one there. Much better. Alright, so let's move this one here. What I thought. See what it would look like. Wanted to see the aesthetics of the way the windows are set up, how someone would actually do that. So that's not too bad. I would have rather had this window over a little bit, but the chimney locks into place and it limits you. Whenever you put a fireplace in, it always limits you. You can't just move it. See, I can't just move it. It won't allow me to move it unless... So that's my two choices. There. Snaps into place. I can't move it like the other things where I can... So like the tables and those types of assets, I can actually move them a little bit at a time. They don't snap anywhere. Certain wall features, like windows and fireplaces, they snap to these grid lines that aren't visible. And there's no way around it. You have to do it that way. So, all right. So I think, let me look here. It says, yep. It says 6 places. That's perfect. Dining room looks like it's done. Everything else is described in the story entry. So, first room done. Well, if you count the graveyard, this is the second room, but... Alright. What room we want to do next? Sorry about that. Okay. All right. About 15 more minutes and we'll end this stream, and I'll pick back up on the next time I start drawing. limits the streams to about 2 hours. So let's go ahead and knock out another room real quick before we do that. So the kitchen's fairly easy. Haunts the kitchen, forever trapped in wood tables, hearth, grime on the pots and pans. It does not say what it's made of. So I am going to go with the same as over here. So we're going to go jump over here. Flagstone. That way it's the same. According to this, there's a door right here. So let's move that. We'll fix that in a bit. I put a piece of flag, but I had the tile selected, so it dropped one there. But there's a door like this one right here. Yeah, let's go that way. Okay. And according to this, the oven is right there. So we're going to move this out here for right now. We're going to take the oven and move that right along here. Move it back too far. See how it turns red? I'm going to put the oven right there, just like it says. Alright. I'm going to take this. We're going to put it right against the wall here. That's for the baker. It's got a little cauldron going here. We're going to put that cauldron right here in the corner. Pot here. I'm going to put the pot on the stove. Don't need a chest in here. There we go. And then we're going to come down here. Where's utility at? There we go. Food. Nope. I'm going to put that there. Maybe some shelves? What else do we need? Rolling pin. What else? We'll need another pot. Got plenty of those. Got a ladle already out. A knife. Alright, so now I need the shelf. Way too big. Go with a smaller one. That's good. Now, where do we want it? Put it over here. Or do we want it over top? No. I think that's good. A little pantry there. That's about right. Perfect. What else are we missing? Cooking utensils. There's mice in here. Alright, so I think we need thinking not foodstuffs. Let's bags. Here we go, yeah. That's good. I don't think we need this pot. Already a pot right there. What else we need? I think that's about it for that room. Finish this room here. And we're going to go take that wall out. And then we're going to put floors down. For the den. Light enters the spacious room through a bulge in the north wall, which is the bay windows. Okay, so there's antlers, a head, and other hunting trophies on the wall. It's wainscoting. So let's go and switch that to wainscoting right now. And probably hardwood floors. So let's go and change the hardwood floors. That's the first thing here. There, hardwood floors are done. Now let's jump to the walls. And that's plaster, wood, paneled, which is like wainscoting. It's not quite. This is about the closest thing to wainscoting. Alright, so let's unselect that so I don't accidentally change anything. Okay. Alright. This is actually going to be a staircase. Let's go ahead and put the staircase going up now. That's way look how big that staircase is. I wish they had a smaller version of that, because that's the color I want. But they don't have a smaller version of it. It's a shame. So that's not going to work. So I'm unselected. So this is the one I've got here. So according to the original map, it's supposed to start here and go 30 feet. 15 feet. 3 tiles. So in Dungeon Alchemist, the stairwells are only 2 tiles. So what I always do is, instead of pulling it all the way back, I just push it forward. So in Fantasy Grounds, it'll look like it's going all the way through. This is a hidden area that only the DM will see. So this little room here isn't really a room. So we're going to delete that. And there's no way into it. And it really doesn't matter what's in there, because no one can get in there. Well, unless the DM puts them in there. So but what I don't understand. Hold on. They've got a door at the top of these stairs. What the hell? Huh. These stairs don't go... Are they going down? Huh. They've got a set of stairs here. Are they going down, maybe? No. Those stairs go up. So it's just split level, maybe? It's like in between the floors. Anyway, this room here shows that it's on top of these stairs, but it's not on the second floor. Then there's another set of stairs. Let me move this out of the way. There's another set of stairs right here that go up to the second floor. That's really strange. Like that. And there's only door There's one like this, right there. It gets into that room. Alright, so let me go back to this, to the den. Creaky wooden staircase with a beautifully carved banister climbs to a landing outside the parlor. C8. Near the stairs is a partially open door through which the kitchen, yep, can be seen. A short hallway connects to the dining room, the C6. Yep. Alright, so what? That's really weird. The parlor is actually like halfway between the first floor, the ground floor, and the second floor. So that's really strange, but that's okay. This is three-dimensional, so it doesn't look right, but when I export it, it will look like you come up here, go through this door into here, up to the second floor. You still come in. This is the main entry here. And I'll remove these other things here in just a second. But let's go ahead and make the parlor the same as the same hardwood. So now that's gonna, this is, when I do it two-dimensionally, this stairwell is gonna be at the same level. You won't be able to see that it's like that. So and then the parlor is going to have the same kind of walls. So let's go ahead and choose that, paneled walls as well. We're going to unselect that so we don't accidentally choose that. Paneled walls, good. Oh, let's jump back. There we go. Same. Same. So only the kitchen and the dining room have the stone walls. The rest of the living areas have a wainscoting type. It's not exactly wainscoting, but it's close. But I still have to decorate. I'm just doing the general layouts right now. We don't need that in there. Let's get rid of that. This too. Alright, so what is that room again? That is the cloak room. Rusty iron hooks line the walls of the entrance foyer. Hanging from two of these hooks are a shovel and a rake. The dusty cloak is draped over a hook next to a round top door in the south wall. Okay. Gotcha. So there's a doorway here, secret doorway, that goes up underneath of this room and goes down to the basement or the cellar. So that makes sense, and that's hidden with the cloak. The dusty cloak is draped over a hook next to a round top, next to, it's not covering. So that means the cloak is hanging here. Alright, so let's see what we can find. Any hooks? Nope. So what can we use as hooks? So they do have a shovel and a rake. Problem is they don't stand up. We're just gonna lay them on the floor. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to use. We're going to use those racks right there. Add that hatch to indicate. I didn't want to put a door here because it's really in between these two. So I put the hatch so that way we know it's going to go down. And then I'm going to put the same flagstone here for the entryway. Let's jump over to there now. That's looking good. All right. So we just went over 2 hours. I am going to hit save because save often. And we will be ending here. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Those of you that watched, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit follow. I hope you enjoyed our session of drawing with Dungeon Alchemist. You have a great day.